Hi there, artists. Today I want to share some of my current most inspiring art books. These are the ones that I just love looking through, and I always find something really interesting and inspiring. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Irit. I'm a watercolor and mixed media artist based in Austria in Europe, and on my channel I share my artsy adventures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm show my videos to new people. And also, before I get into it, pause the video and leave me a comment and tell me what is your favorite art book right now. I would love to know and maybe add it to my collection if I don't already have it. Now, some of these books, like a few of them, are very specific and a little bit harder to get. I think most of the ones I'm going to show you are used. I try to buy used books when possible. I'm in Austria, so World of Books is really good. I think they ship from Germany and most of the time the shipping is free, but make sure you shop around. Okay, the first book I want to talk about is The Life and Works of Monet. This is such a wonderful book about the life and works of Monet. Shocker, I know. But before I get into it, I have to say that for me personally, I like my art books full of imagery. Yes, I will read the text. There are books here that I read cover to cover. Not a lot, but a few. So I will read the text. Obviously, it's interesting, but mostly I want really nice full color photos of the artwork. And this book definitely has it. It's just beautiful, super inspiring. And there's also a lot of really great information about Monet and his work. So highly recommend this book if you love impressionist painting and French painters. This is a definite must to your library. Now, this book is it's a little bit different. It is Francis Palmer, Life in the Studio. I think it's the only one I have here of this kind of format. I really love it. It's more of a lifestyle inspiration book, and we actually used this book in my course, The Floral Playground, which will reopen for registration in the fall. I will announce it, don't worry. And it's just a beautiful book with a lot of gorgeous imagery of flowers and pottery and this artist's environment. So it's just like kind of like a lifestyle book, and I love it. If you know any other books similar, because I haven't seen a ton, but if you know something similar to this, like the same vibe, you know this book and you have something of the same vibe, let me know in the comments. I would really love to know because I found it super inspiring, and other people in the course also did. Okay, now this one, I almost feel bad. There are a couple of books here that I almost feel bad recommending them, but I just think they are so good because they're so specific to color. And if you're like me and color is like one of the most inspiring things, the most dopamine releasing things you have in your world, like me, then if you can get your hands on this book, I really recommend it. This is called Masters of Color, and it's actually really special because it is basically a private collection. Now, I've gone to the internet to see if I can actually see this collection in exhibition, and it's not that simple. So I don't know where it's currently housed. I guess I would need to do like a bit of a deep dive, but this is like a family collection, like collected over generation. And they have, it seems, this family, they have also a fascination with color, and they have pieces from really the masters of color. So I love this book. Obviously, there are a lot of like Fauvists here, which are one of my most inspirational movements in art. If you haven't heard about the Fauvists, they were the wild beasts in France in the beginning of the 20th century, and color was master. And yeah, so, Matisse, for example, was a very prominent figure in that movement. So I really love this book. If you can get your hands on it, I think you should. Speaking of Fauves, this is probably, I think this is not a hard one to get, and I have a few books about Fauves. Some are better than others, and this one I think is one of the best. Like if you could get one book about the Fauves, as this book is titled, I would probably get this one. This is like a used copy. I think when you look for it on like Amazon or online, you will see different covers, but I think it's the same book. And this just goes through the main artists of that movement. Again, it's full of imagery in full color. Again, there are explanations here, but it is just full of full page in color paintings. And so I think it's fantastic. It's called The Fauves, The Reign of Color by Jean-Louis Ferrier. It's so good. It's really good. I keep coming back to that. Now, this is more like of a foundational book. I have a full flip through of it in the Joy Art Club this month because I think it's the best book on color theory. It is Color Choices, Making Color Sense Out of Color Theory by Stephen Quiller. I think this one is widely available and I think it's a must-have. It really explains color theory in a way that is thorough, but pretty straightforward and easy to follow, with lots and lots of beautiful, glorious paintings from Stephen Quiller and studies that really show and demonstrate the different color schemes. I've had this book for years. I've been recommending it for years. I keep going back to it, which I can't say about a lot of books in my library. I mean, I have some favorites, but this one is just like, it's so good. So yeah, highly, highly recommend this book. Probably, you know, if you want to learn about color, that's like the first book I would pick up. It's so good. Okay, this one is a more recent edition and it is just beautiful. It's called Studio of the South, Van Gogh in Provence. And it just goes through those months that Van Gogh spent in Provence, where it seems like he really found or leaned into these glorious colors that he is so well known for. I'm not an art historian, so I mostly looked at the pictures. I did read a little bit about how he came to the area and found housing and all the issues that he had because he had, as everyone, like as we know, he had some serious mental illnesses and his neighbors were a little bit afraid of him. So I did read a little bit of this book, but it's just beautiful. It is like a kind of a specific book, but I love that window into the life of an artist in a limited time and how it influenced his work. I think it's really interesting. So yeah, highly recommend it. I think this one is also widely available. I don't even know if my copy is new or used. I can't remember, but great, great book. Highly recommend it, especially if you're interested in Van Gogh. Okay, this one is another one that I am a little bit reluctant to recommend, but I think it'll be very easy for you to decide if you want it or not because it's so specific. And it's actually probably, especially considering how huge it is, it's not as full of like, you know, full-size artwork, but it is very specific and I was really, really interested in it. And I think for me, it delivered. So this is focused on the Fauve landscapes. So how those artists that put, you know, color is king, how they captured landscapes, which is really, really interesting for my work. I also paint landscapes. I was really interested to see this focus. There's like a lot more text here than the other books. It's almost like, you know, like a catalog of a subject of that movement. But if you are like me, just really interested in that specific topic, I think it's a fantastic book. I would love to have kind of such a book about, let's say, still life. Yeah, so I really, really love this book. And because it's like hard to get, I feel like it's a real treasure. If you find this interesting, then maybe try to hunt your copy. I don't think it was like crazy expensive or anything. It was just like hard to find. So these are my current inspiring books of the moment. And I've been really enjoying flipping through them and looking at the artwork and really studying color and seeing how some of the best painters in the world approached color. So I hope you discovered some new to you books here and that you will add them to your library. Don't forget to write me in the comments your most inspiring art book or books. I would love to know, and I'm sure the other viewers would love to know as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this book, this video. I'll see you soon in another one. Take care. Bye bye.